Good morning. I'm Sharif, your coach, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to just talk about what I think coaching really is, in light of there are other modalities, if you will, like training, counseling, psychotherapy, mentoring, teaching. So there's a bit of misunderstanding or confusion about what each one of these disciplines are. And in my own personal experience, I'm somebody who did do a lot of education and life sciences, psychology, as well as being certified and qualified in different things like emotional intelligence, like Seven Habits by Covey, some negotiation skills, persuasion skills, and as somebody who's also 20 years plus in on organizations and corporate culture, I've been very grateful and blessed to have been able to impart some knowledge on my colleagues, my staff through soft skills trainings. I've done a train the trainer myself. I'm also an author. So all these things together. About 3 years ago, I was walking around calling myself a coach, and then I realized I wasn't a coach, because I used to basically give people advice, and I thought that was what coaching was. Somebody would come and ask me, how do you manage your time, or how do I overcome toxic thoughts, or how do I make my relationships more engaging or richer? And I tell them, you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's like, thank you, I'm your coach. Nope, that's not what coaching is. And I had to figure that out, because I realized that it is a science. It is a very there's a framework, there are competencies, and the reason that the real coaching works is because, and now I can tell you what I know. So first of all, let's use the analogy of climbing a mountain, right? So you know that you want to reach the summit. That's you, the client, or the person who has a specific challenge. Now, your coach is not going to tell you how to climb the mountain. And your coach is not going to climb the mountain for you. And your coach is not going to climb the mountain first and then throw you a rope and tell you, come on, that's not even going to happen. Your coach is going to guide you and steer you and support you and challenge you and provoke you and mirror you and elicit feedback from you and get a meta view of your situation, and basically empower you and inspire you to climb that mountain. So a teacher might tell you, yeah, here's what you need to do. You need to go pick up this axe. You need to go get this rope. You need to go get these shoes. Oh, it's going to be cold up there, so you need this jacket. And I've done it before, so here's what you need to do. Well, that's not what the coach does, right? And again, there's a very clear distinction as well between coaching and what I would say counseling and psychotherapy. And as a coach, we have ethics, and we have to terminate any situation where we feel we don't have the medical experience, because this is kind of like you're going into this area that's quite dangerous, if you will. So you need to be able to see if your client is already seeing somebody for deep trauma or kind of like psychological conditions. You need to have the ethical responsibility to step away and say, this is not my domain. Because we as coaches, we come from the mindset that the person is whole. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing broken that needs to be fixed. You are whole, you are complete, and you have all of the resources that you need to climb that mountain, overcome that challenge, get that job, or leave your job and start your business, or get that great relationship, or whatever it is that you need to accomplish. I think another thing that I've learned, and I did my ICF accredited course through the AUS American University of Sharjah Business Administration because they got certified through the ICF and through to teach the coactive CTI model. So that was an amazing experience, and I think one of the things also that were very one of the insights that I got was very powerful was this whole idea that we are moving, we are present, and we're moving towards the future. Like, we're not going to go and open up all of these Pandora's boxes from the past and traumas and wounds and and I think there are many modalities that do like past life regression. They might even do cognitive relationship behavioral therapy. They might look into specific experiences and reframe them. NLP does that, and these are like what we call, these are like arrows in your quiver. Like imagine you're a warrior and you just, I'm going to use an NLP here. I'm going to use visualization. And as a coach, I use these modalities, but sparingly, because my view is that you can revisit some of these experiences just to get more insight, or so that the client also gets insight on, well, I say, the stories that they tell themselves about themselves, the language that they use, and you just kind of, again, maybe ask specific questions or provoke specific, push specific buttons so that they can see that, wait a minute, this narrative that I'm telling myself about that situation or about that experience is bringing me down, is kind of like, is not empowering me, is not making me the best version of myself. So I just wanted to, speak a little bit about my experience as a coach and as somebody who used to call himself a coach, and share my insights with you to just kind of like shed light, and again, I use this analogy of, the beacon, the searchlight, many times we're kind of like, we've got the beacon out there, and our perceptions and our worldviews and our filters of what we understand in the context of what we, make out is really based on our own map of reality. So one of the things that happened that was extremely gratifying was that when I was doing my coach training, was that spotlight was just like, whoa, okay, look at yourself, introspection, self-awareness, and highly recommended. So thank you for your time. I will tell you to stay blessed and do your best.